I've been rich and I've been poor, and I think everybody deserves a chance. Not everybody has $5,000 or $50,000 to throw into the exchange and leverage trade Bitcoin or Ethereum. So let's see what we can do for the little guy. Let's create that $3,000 gap. Let's put everything into effect for the guy with a $500 trading wallet. Okay, so now I'm going to enter a long position here at market. I know the maximum I could put in is $200. Open long. Now let me just show you. I'll show you about the $200 as well. We're on the Bitunics exchange. Right below this video, click show more. It's the first link. So this is the Bitunics exchange. One thing, never ever trade on your phone. We're not all in Mumbai. But for the little guy, let's make that money. So when we go here, we're going to go to futures, and you just want to click on USDT perpetual futures. We have about $500. We expect Bitcoin to go up. We want to long under the whole number. We already put in half of our trade size. Now we want to scatter the rest in until we have a $3,000 gap. Can any of you see, hold on, let's take a screenshot, what the gap is right now? Probably not. That was a terrible screenshot. 109 to 116. Our liquidation is 109, so it's almost 110. We have a $6,000 gap right now. So we can put in, let me just show you before I do it, let me put the rest in. I know for a fact $200 is the formula. Okay. So if you have a 500, look at all the trades they did. Talk about rapid degenerate. Okay. Now, we're already up, but here's what I want you to look at. And I'm going to screenshot this so we can get a close-up of this. Okay. I'm going to zoom. This is on cross leverage. You need to have 86x leverage. And on cross, you can only put so much into the trade so that you have a $3,000 gap between the present price, which is market price of Bitcoin, and your liquidation price. If you look here, I have about a $3,200 gap. That protects me from most pumps and dumps. It allows me to walk away. It's amazing. It removes the emotion. Now, this video may be for the little guy with a $500 wallet, but just move the zeros. A $5,000 wallet, a $50,000 wallet, it's the same principles. Anyone can do this. Inside my Discord, I just showed them the first trade, okay, here. So I knew exactly, look, the $3,000 gap, and we made 13%. Ideally, you want to make 20 to 30% before you close, okay? That's your target range. 20 to 30% at 86x will add to your wallet with every trade. I take a screenshot before I start of my wallet, and each trade should add more money to your wallet. Now, understand, please, $500 baller, you're trading with dust in reality. Here we are. Now look, I showed them all this first group of trades in my Discord for the little guy. I was going to download this. I don't need to. That's where I closed the first one. So you can see no trade in. Okay, here we entered the trade. Now let's get rid of all these extra ones. Okay. So in real time, we're up 9% already. We're over 17,000. Now look at our gap. It is actually about $4,000. No, it's just a little over 3. Okay, well, let's do an exact calculation. The $3,000 gap is very critical because it allows you to survive most pumps and dumps. So if we have a current price of 117,000, and you see our entry was perfect, under the whole number, usually around 10, 11 a.m. they start to pump. So 117,055 minus 113,746. All right, so we have a $3,300 gap. We're up 8%. Is that enough to close? No, we want to close 20, 30% minimum. Here, I explained it to people in my group, very simple. Let me do a little robot speaking to you here. So, right here.
Oracle said for the little guy, I just noticed something. If you are at 86x and you have a $500 wallet, if you put $200 in the trade, you have a $3,000 gap.
That's right here. So let's think about this. If you have $500, you can put up to $200 in the trade and create the $3,000 gap. Here are the exact, well, it's how we play the game. 86x on Bitcoin, on BitTuneX, $3,000 gap. 74x on Ethereum, $300 gap. In the short term, coordinates over candles. That's the law. Awareness of critical times. If stuck or waiting for an entry, walk away. Use the simplicity of the Coinbase 1 hour chart because it gives you a visual simplicity. If you were long and you see a big line up and to the right, well, that means that you're winning. If it's down and to the right, means that you have to wait. Looking at that chart takes away all the minutia of being up 10%, down 20%, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. But I want to show you, before the Lambos, before all of that, the little guy has to start somewhere. And is it possible to do it with $500? Yes. Is it hard? Yes. Because you won't respect the wins. You might have a 38% win and it's only a few dollars and might want to let it run for more. Grab the 38, reload, and keep doing the same strategy in the trade. Okay? If you got a $500 wallet, the most you can put in is $200. Right there at 86x. Boom, it creates the gap. The $3,000 gap. And if you know you can only put $200 in, why put it all at once? Why not drop $100 and then drop little $22 fire bombs? Boom, boom, boom. $22, $22, $22. And you ease your way into the trade. It's epic evolution. Right now, my Discord, well, go to the links below the video. Click show more. If you can't find show more, you probably can't even find $500, so don't even bother. Click show more. Read the description box. There's invitations there. There's a link to BitTuneX. There's everything. Here's the next step. If you sit here, little guy, okay, and you watch this, you're going to think, oh my God, it's going to go dump on me. I'm going to lose all my money. You have a $3,000 gap. It's the weekend. MicroStrategy buys on Sundays. Everybody anticipates this. And are we going to drop below 100? Look, let's show you what must happen to eliminate your fear. Okay? Look, see already candles going back up. Let's drop something in here. $11. Little buy under the whole number. We're still about $3,000 away. It's perfect. We don't want to add any more. Do not give up that security gap. Now, when this happens and you see you're down, walk away. Here's the tool. And hold on, let me just edit. All right, security is good on the exchange, on our Discord. This is the only tool you'll need. The Coinbase 1 hour chart, even if you don't use Coinbase. Let's say you had put in a long before, okay? And all of a sudden you see this. You could be watching Netflix. You could be banging a dwarf. Who knows, okay? Who knows what you're doing? Walking your dog, calling your ugly ex-girlfriend. I don't know, but you don't have to stare at the screen. We call this end screen slavery. I've done multiple videos on this. With this tool in your hand, you will know, oh, I entered here. Oh, it's time for me to close my long and take my money. And let's say you were shorted. You just look at this tool. When it comes down there, boom. Let's say you're waiting for the proper entry under the whole number. Use this tool. Do not stare at the minutia of every candle. It will erode your mind and your capabilities. Again, very hard for the little guy to build up substantial amounts of money unless you start doubling. Okay, first you want to double your $500. Okay, and then you want to put your winnings aside. Keep playing with the same amount. Keep doing the same strategy. Put your winnings aside. And you will see. Then, once you feel confident, then you could start going heavier. I encourage all of you to get on my Bitcoin Insiders email list. It's linked in the description box below. You'll be informed of the latest moves of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I do not mess with meme coins or anything. We trade what's predictable so that we can get in front of it and beat the piss out of it. We don't trade things that we have to guess. This is not roulette. This is not gambling. This is tactical warfare. This is called a walkaway. Okay, now until you win your trade, my trade is in. Okay, look, it pulled down on us again, but why watch 11%, 12%? We know. Here's what it needs to do to break down. 17 just broke, okay. But it's Saturday afternoon. We're not going to sit and watch it. Guess what has to happen? We have to go down to 16,500, 400. And there's the war of 16,000. 16,000 has to break. And then what happens is they start working on 15. 15,000 now has to go through 15,500, 15,200, 15,000 has to break. Then guess what? 14,000 has to break. Okay? So the $3,000 gap is designed to help you walk away and not deal with this minutia. Look, you might be looking at this saying, oh, I'm down $27. Oh, what am I going to do? 13%. You'd have to be down a couple 100% to get liquidated. So I'm going to pause this and I'll come back to you. So this trade has just been sitting. This is why I say walk away. You're sitting there staring at the screen, and really nothing has changed. When we look here, you're down 15%. It's moving up and down. It will affect your emotions, but really not a whole lot's happened here. Just normal movement of Bitcoin. So this is why we don't get caught up in screen staring. End screen slavery. I've done so many videos on this. If we go to my channel, go to videos, you guys should watch this because they don't want you to see it. So there are so many videos on the walk away and Ethereum Unchained. Oh yeah, this I call the exact Ethereum number. Who would have thought, huh? 2 weeks before it happened, we were nowhere near 4,000. But the point here is leverage trading will never be the same. End screen slavery. And even on my other channel, Oracle Crypto Trader, all my videos have been about this new style of trading. Okay? Walk away. 86x, Unchained. Leverage trading will never be the same. The walk away trade. Epic. So once again, since we're not really moving, all I need to do is watch that Coinbase 1 hour chart. And when we're over 117,000, then I come back to my trade and I win. I take the money. So let's set the time again, walk away, and use the Coinbase 1 hour chart in the palm of my hand to tell me when to come back. This is the Oracle walk away technique. When your trade is going up and down, you don't stare at it. The ultimate tool is right here. So you can clearly see this is right now. Yep, I just posted it. So here's where we are. You know that when you see this come back up and go over 117, or just pump back up, then and only then do you go back and check your trade. As long as you know what your liquidation point is, why struggle over the up and down minutia of it all when you could just make it simple? This is the walk away technique I've been teaching. So again, even as the little guy, sometimes there's not a lot of movement. Even at 86x and you have to wait. This video's been on pause. Still just sitting here. Nowhere near liquidation. 20% down. Not watching all the minutia of any of this. We know just by looking at the Coinbase 1 hour chart, wherever we are, that we see we haven't won yet. That's all that this means, is we have not won yet. The $3,000 gap is critical. So all this time, the trade has been down. And when I tell you not to stare at the trade, how much time has gone by? Look at this. So now it's 4:42 in the afternoon. We were down 20%. Okay? Why stare at it? Now it's beginning to pump. We're only down 8%. This is the power of the walk away, whether you're the little trader or the big trader. And now you can see that everybody else was liquidated. We were calm. And green is finally appearing on the 1 hour after hours of dumping. And we will conclude over 117,000. And this trade for the little guy will go into profit. Look at that pump. Absolutely epic. Again, this is the only video, the only channel where you will see this information. Make sure you're subscribed. If you didn't get notified, unsubscribe. Subscribe again. Post a comment or a like, and they'll know that you want this content. Nobody else will show you this. Sometimes trades are not instant. This is why we need the 86